As part of BBB's Give.org Building Trust series, we're Skyping today with Michael Roberts, President and CEO, First Nations Development Institute. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing great today. How are you, Art?
Great. Let's get right to it. Michael, tell us about the scope of your organization's programs and mission.
First Nations Development Institute, in a nutshell, is an economic justice organization, and our work is trying to rebuild the for-profit and not-for-profit economies in Indian reservation communities. I tell people often that in a country where so much wealth has been extracted from the assets of Indian communities, we are just trying to provide American Indians the same opportunity to the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness as the rest of the United States population.
What is the biggest challenge facing Native American families today?
Wow, there are so many challenges in American Indian communities, but if I were to try and narrow it down to one, I'd say opportunity. And let me explain that. We at First Nations believe that American Indian people, like everybody else, should be able to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. But unfortunately, in Indian communities, there's no boots or bootstraps to pull themselves up by. So at First Nations, we do a lot of work to help folks install and manufacture those bootstraps so that they can put themselves in an equal playing field with the rest of the population.
Michael, how do you measure the impact of your programs?
An organization like First Nations, impact is a very important thing. And whenever I think about impact in the work that we do, I'm always reminded of the Mother Teresa quote that says, "We can't all do great things, but we can do small things with great love." And I think that really epitomizes the work that we do at First Nations. I think that First Nations is an early stage, small investor in community projects, demonstrates again and again the work that we do with Indian country. In fact, our grantees have labeled us first believers because we spend the time and the energy investing alongside these folks and bringing them along in the projects that they do.
Michael, what does it mean for your organization to be a BBB Wise Giving Alliance accredited charity?
The BBB accreditation is very important to First Nations Development Institute. And the reason why is there's this interesting statistic. Well, actually, it's more of a disappointing statistic that only 0.3% of private foundation dollars go to American Indian programs. And for us, having that accreditation from the Better Business Bureau allows us to give assurance to our investors and our partners that we are going to do with their money exactly what we say we're going to do.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you for Skyping with me today, and I certainly wish you all the success with First Nations Development Institute.
Thank you, Art. Wonderful opportunity. Thank you.